on episode 5. Now, I feel like before this episode starts, I need to get this out of the way. Now that we've seen everything in this episode, including Leone calling dibs on training with Tatsumi next, who is your finalized bet that you're putting down right now?
I am sticking to my guns.
Okay.
And the reason, for those who missed the previous episodes, main character rule.
All right. Masao?
So that episode was like, now I know why you say I can say my.
For those that Mike made a comment like halfway through this episode, he's like, I know this isn't supposed to be a harem anime, but
the whole episode was like,
there's like
another option.
Each episode there's another option.
You can't handle it. I'm gonna stick with my answer for now.
Yours was Akame too, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So we got it on both. All right. Locked in. It's recorded on video. All right.
As every episode made me cry in agony.
We'll see. Also, I should tell you all, openly, of course, there's always the option that it's no one. But I assume neither of you want to take that.
I mean, it is very possible, but I gotta take a stand.
All right, that's fine. All right, so I'm not gonna ask I suppose I could ask favorite moments if you want, so we can get into that later. But I have to bring up that one of my favorite things about this episode is that we mentioned it last time that we make fun of Tatsumi a lot for wearing a sweater. They have armor that fits him.
He just doesn't want to wear it
because it's too heavy.
Shale makes him swim across that river with armor on, and then he goes to the battle, be like, "Yep, gotta put back on the cardigan." I love that so much. Oh, and of course, Bulat had to be just in the river watching the princess. Oh, sugar.
Bulat honestly is Kamina and what's his name again? Liran. At the he is both of those characters fused together.
You're not wrong. He's meant to make the main characters feel uncomfortable just because he's that guy.
I like him because of it.
Oh, Bulat is awesome. I was like, as soon as I saw him, I was like, what the hell? Because I was like, anime hair overload. What is that? And I'm like, nah, Bulat's great.
Oh, it's like he has a JoJo hair.
He does. He's the long lost Joestar relative.
He is.
All right, so what other crud? I suppose I could ask, what are your guys' favorite moments from this?
There's
since there wasn't really a fight in this one.
There wasn't a fight, but there was Tatsumi meeting the other Imperial Guard.
Siryu.
And then I forgot her name. Her whole flashback.
Oh, Shale.
Yeah. She just nonchalantly killed the guy. I was like, this is Attack on Titan, huh?
Yeah, she is the definition of I want to say it's anime glasses. But is there an exact trope name for the whiteout of the slightly psycho anime character?
Oh, no.
I have not seen a name for that trope, but once you see that once you see it everywhere.
Yeah, and it happens
I don't know if it has a name.
I don't know, and it kind of shocks me that it doesn't, because whenever I think of anime glasses, it's normally the weird swirly eyes type thing, but it's not that. Anyone that watches this
swirly eye, for glasses, that's 90s Sailor Moon stuff.
Exactly. I'm it goes that far back. If anyone watching this knows the name of what that means, the weird when they're about to kill someone, when it goes completely white and you can't see their eyes when they wear glasses, let me know, because I have no idea if there's an actual name for that. But that chores montage.
The one that made me crack up the hardest was what's her name? Mine,
yeah.
I was like, God damn it, leave her alone. He was like, oh no, good job.
Yes, Yes, you nailed it. Mine is great. Like I didn't say it last time. Mine has my favorite Imperial arms whatsoever. Like I can't put in the words how much I like Pumpkin, and especially when she uses Pumpkin later. I'm not a huge fan of why it's called Pumpkin. I don't get it, but
the name like throws me off. But the weapon itself is awesome.
It's great. It's great. But yeah. So I mentioned that that Imperial arms that you get from Zanku does fan service.
Like, I was like, really?
They had to at least once.
Oh, that they're listening here, huh?
All I see these people are comments is like, why wasn't he looking at boss? I'm like, guys, come on. It was supposed to be a joke. Like
we can't get bonked too early in the episode.
Exactly, man. Yeah. And the quasi what I want to say line thought of, I can't wait to eat meat tonight. He's so right. Kame, he didn't turn it on. Oh.
I thought that was so cute.
Honestly, the comedy in this show hits just about as hard as Gurren.
It's got great comedy in it. It's very, and it's not overdone in my opinion. Like the little joke from Boss earlier is like, I suppose you could call him a lady killer.
And the two just look at her with
he's an assassin. I guess we'll work on that later. There's a great detail you learn about Boss later that makes this stuff funnier, but I'll get into it. Her personality switches once you learn a fact about her. It's not anything mind-blowing, but it just changes. Her demeanor doesn't match her in a way after a while. But yeah, we'll get to that. So we'll talk about the Resident 2 weird people that we got to read this episode. But earlier I told you guys that the main villain of the show, their name translates to I am a sadist. That would be Esdeath, the ice user that they showed
when they first showed her.
That's like the main antagonist.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. I can see the I can see how she can be a worthy adversary.
You ain't seen shit. She is overpowered as hell. That is one thing I will say in the manga.
Lucy first gets introduced, the guy's like, look at her shoe, and I was just like,
before she indents his skull with the point of her boot.
Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm in trouble.
Yeah, and she's like, yeah, she's gonna be fighting with the guy in the north who's a master strategist and is taking over this vast temple. She took out his entire troops, had them put up on spikes, and was licking his boots within hours. Does anybody, and it's like, I had to explain this as what I'm like, they're meant to look slightly German. They're like, what do you mean? I'm like, well, her name is Esdeath, which I'm pretty sure is German, but also, did you see her uniform? Even slightly.
Yeah.
I mean, like, come on. But yeah. Yeah, she's a bit, she just gets to be the point of ridiculousness, and I can't spoil that. You don't get to see that for 3 episodes, but she is and isn't the character you think she is in a great way. This show does a great job of averting expectations in a lot of measures, and Esdeath is one of them, which leads to a lot of great moments that I'm gonna wait to see for really weird messages from you people when those moments come up in episodes. But yeah, so you got to see the main threat. But one thing I have to ask, where they're like, we're going to bring General Esdeath back in, and the minister is just, again, chomping on uncooked meat. All of this undue stress is causing me to gain weight. Yes. It is the stress.
Yeah, sure. Whatever makes you sleep at night.
Guy. It's one of the, again, I've said this show understands its tropes. Like, that guy is aware he's a cartoon character. Like, this is just like
so funny.
But yeah, I forget how many times there's a character named Budo who you don't meet for a while in this show. I keep forgetting how often they reference him before he actually shows up. Budo's awesome, but I forgot how much you're just like, no, he could do other things. We're gonna show you overpowered Stein come in first.
Without spoiling anything, who is he in terms of this universe?
He's technically a higher ranked officer than Esdeath is. And he's kind of like the second, he's basically like the top general in the Empire.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just a guy that has put the work in to get the Empire to where it is, and he basically, unless he's needed, they don't call on him. Because it's like, we have more important stuff. Like, if he's going to go do something that's a task we want only him to handle, because we don't want other people getting killed doing it. Budo's a badass, and you'll see that later. But yeah, so get to meet Siriu Ubiquitous, which I don't think she said her name in this episode, but it's the only Imperial arms that you got to see outside of Pumpkin that was inside the boss's book.
Yes, yeah. I did recognize the dog from the book.
Yeah, there was some stuff you also saw about that dog in that book that you didn't see in that episode.
Oh, it gets like bigger or something.
Yeah, it I believe they call it going like, yeah, there's a code for it that I believe is feral, but anyway, yeah, it's something different. But so how do I want to, it's in the next episode, so I'm not going to say anything like different stuff like that, but you get to learn that she was underneath Ogre.
The guy that we murdered.
The guy that he murdered. And I mentioned a character that I grow to not like in this show. And it's like, when they introduce Ogre and they show him walking down a street in a flashback, Siriu's walking with him. That's the first time you see her.
Oh.
That was the one that I pre-referenced, that they just show her incredibly well modeled, but don't even mention it. And they have that flashback about talking about her getting her Imperial arms. That is one thing that does change in the manga. They go and like, he's just like, yeah, you could get this surgery and it's going to hurt like hell. In the manga, he goes like full on devil mode in his face and goes, it'll be one of the most excruciating, painful experiences of your entire life. But it'll be fine. You should go do it. I'm like,
what?
Like, one of these points I would raise my hand going, excuse me? I'm not going to go do that, but yeah.
No.
Yeah. And yeah, it's one of those characters that loves justice as much as SpongeBob likes making Krabby Patties, and you can kind of tell that when she's like, "Oh no, my justice meter is going off. I'm going to go save the
I have to save people.
Yay! I want to be important." And
she's like that wholesome character. Like, something bad's gonna happen to you.
So I have to ask: is she gonna join the team?
You will find out in the next episode.
Oh, that's soon.
Ooh.
Yep. You'll find out in the next episode if she joins the team or not. I'll just leave it at that. But that was pretty much it. They're starting to get lore heavy, but they just leave it off because now you're starting to see characters that are going to be in the show for the long haul outside of Night Raid. And they're going to start, like I said, getting into shit in the next episode. But any questions?
I pretty much asked everything I need to know.
Okay.
I'm good right now.
All right. Cool. So then we can move right along because I cannot wait for this next episode. Physically can't wait. But,
should I be scared?
You should be terrified. All right. So we are going to get going for the next one here. Mike, where can everybody reach you?
You guys can find me on Twitter at Captain K42. You can check out my quick thoughts on letterboxd.com/CoachK42. And you can find me in all the various Facebook groups just at my name. You can check out Renegade Pop Culture on Facebook and Twitter at Ren Pop Culture. Find us on Podchaser. Listen to all of our podcasts on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. You can also find us on the Banana Meter. And you can check out everything on RenegadePopCulture.com. Need an escape? So do we.
And so?
You can find me on Twitter at CubaLove028.
All right, sweet. And we will see you guys for the next episode. Catch you later.
Peace.